mean, it's delicious, but how is it made? What's in it? Let's find out.
Let's face it, we're all addicted to processed foods. You may avoid a few of your favorites after this video. The intent isn't to freak anyone out, but to inform. Everyone deserves to know what they're putting in their bodies, even if that information leaves you queasy. So let's get to it. 10 foods you'll avoid after you know how it's made. Part 2.
And there it is. Spaghetti McBolognese.
Citrus-flavored soda.
It's just soda.
Who doesn't love to crack open a cold can of citrus-flavored soda? Some of the sodas pack a sugary caffeine kick so strong that it could jumpstart a car. They were thought of as energy drinks before the whole energy drink craze. It doesn't matter if you enjoy them with a slice of pizza or have one as liquid refreshment on a hot summer day, citrus-flavored soda always hits the spot. You're probably hoping that nothing too bad is in that can that you love so much. You're not the only one who is addicted to guzzling down sugary drinks with a kick.
That must be the sugar.
There's something you need to know about your favorite drink. No, it's not the sugar content. It's also not the amount of caffeine it has. That delightfully sweet citrus soda of yours might contain brominated vegetable oil. That stuff is banned in Europe and Japan. For some reason, it's not banned in the United States. Why do they put this stuff in soda? It seems that citrus-flavored sodas like to separate when they're in the can or a bottle. As you can imagine, your favorite drink wouldn't taste so good if it was separated. Worse yet, it'd look terrible inside a bottle.
Something terrible.
Chewing gum.
Chewing gum online, eh? I hope you brought enough for everybody.
There's nothing quite like the experience of chewing gum. You chew it for many different reasons. Sometimes a piece of gum is the only thing that can hold you over until it's time to eat. How many times have you chewed gum to give you a little boost of brain power? Then there are the other times when you just want something sweet in your mouth. Let's not forget one of the most fun things that can be done with chewing gum, and that's blowing bubbles. As a kid, you probably loved to blow bubbles and made a mess all over your face. Quite a few brands of chewing gum have something called lanolin in it. You've probably heard of lanolin being touted in beauty products. What is lanolin? It's stuff secreted from the glands of a sheep. That doesn't sound too yummy.
It's yummy.
You had no idea this icky stuff from the glands of a sheep was in your favorite bubble gum. Try not to think about it the next time you chew gum. If you think about it, you'll chew it faster, and that will cause you to chew harder on the sheep gland stuff. Lanolin is the stuff that makes gum chewy. And now, one of your favorite pastimes has been ruined.
Eroding beneath me! Eroding!
Grated Parmesan cheese.
Wait, what'd you just say?
Cheeses. You want some cheeses?
What is a spaghetti dinner without some grated Parmesan cheese on top of it? You can't enjoy a plate of spaghetti without dousing the entire thing with a heaping serving of grated cheese. That's why you reach for a can of Parmesan cheese to cover your spaghetti with.
Spaghetti angel! I'm making a spaghetti angel!
Have you ever gnawed on a piece of wood like you're a beaver? You have if you've ever eaten Parmesan cheese sold in those containers with the shake top on them. You see, they use something called cellulose, and it comes from wood pulp. Yes, your plate of spaghetti and meatballs also has a healthy serving of wood pulp on it. Doesn't that make you want to go to the kitchen and get seconds? Why stop eating the Parmesan cheese now? It's just wood, right? Although it's nothing too alarming since cellulose is found in many other products.
It's actually from Confederated Products.
Bread.
What have they done?
They're making their bread faster and cheaper to save money.
There's nothing better than making yourself a sandwich when you're super hungry. It doesn't matter if the sandwich consists of cold cuts, peanut butter, or a mix match of leftovers from your refrigerator. You can slap anything in between two slices of bread and call it a sandwich. The great thing about store-bought bread these days is that it seems to stay fresh forever. That loaf of bread you bought last week is still as fresh as it was the day it left the factory. Anyone who has ever eaten old old world bread knows that it becomes stale and stiff after 2 days. Sandwich bread, that stuff could have been put in Egyptian pyramids and it'll still be factory soft thousands of years later.
2,000 years later.
Have you ever wondered how the bread stays fresh for so long? You probably thought it was the plastic bag they put it in. You protect the twist tie with your life, so you never have to settle for anything other than a soft slice for your next sandwich creation. It's not the plastic bag that keeps the bread soft. No, it's something called L-cysteine. It's an amino acid synthesized from hair. Not just any hair, it's from human hair. The stuff on top of your head is why bread doesn't get hard. You'll think about your next peanut butter and jelly sandwich differently now that you know the secret ingredient is stuff from human hair.
Now you just take that beautiful hair down to the salon and you'll be a 10.
Microwave popcorn.
You're gonna pop like popcorn.
Who doesn't love sitting down to a bag of freshly popped microwave popcorn? You don't need to watch a movie to enjoy this delicious snack. You know what happens after you've eaten the whole bag of microwave popcorn. There's a chemical called diacetyl that they use in the factory when making microwave popcorn. You've probably heard about popcorn lung. Some claim that working in microwave popcorn factories exposes workers to a dangerous level of diacetyl. Supposedly, breathing this stuff in can lead to lung cancer.
Cancer is the one perp I could never tase.
Scientists and healthcare professionals are still debating if diacetyl is harmful in a factory setting. You shouldn't be too alarmed, as most believe that people who consume microwave popcorn are exposed to minimal levels of diacetyl, though it's still a little worrying that the stuff may end up causing factory workers to develop lung cancer.
What about the reality where Hitler cured cancer, Morty?
Coffee creamer.
Here we go. Serving my last cup of coffee.
What's the first thing on your mind when you wake up in the morning? For many of you, it's coffee. Some people like to load their coffee up with creamer and several heaping spoonfuls of sugar. Does that describe your morning routine? It's not unheard of for people to skip breakfast altogether and guzzle down creamy, sweetened coffee.
You're the only one drinking coffee, right?
Yeah.
Do you put non-dairy creamer in your coffee? If so, you're putting all kinds of terrible stuff in your cup of joe. If you use the liquid stuff, then there's soybean and palm oil in it. But you probably feel that it's better for you since there's no dairy in it. Well, it probably depends on what type of non-dairy creamer you're using. If you use the powdered stuff, then there's a chemical in it called sodium aluminosilicate. That stuff is highly flammable. Healthier than cow's milk? It probably depends on how close to a flame you are.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Canned mushrooms.
Gerard! Did you know on the inside was special mushrooms?
Canned mushrooms seem like a blessing in disguise. How many times have they saved your homemade pizza from being dull and bland? Mushrooms in a can have 1,000,001 uses. You can fry them up and add them to your favorite burger. They're good tossed in a salad if you don't mind the slightly rubbery texture. You never know when you're going to need mushrooms. If you buy them fresh, they can go bad so quickly. Canned, on the other hand, seem like they can last forever.
No, that lives forever.
Did you know that the FDA allows a certain amount of bugs and bug parts in processed foods? So you shouldn't be surprised that they also allow maggots in canned mushrooms. Still not freaked out? The FDA also allows for small amounts of mites, too. Still don't feel queasy? The FDA says that up to 10% of the mushrooms are allowed to be rotten. Rotten mushrooms don't sound so bad when you consider the possibility of opening up the can and finding some maggots in it.
Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots. How do they taste?
Deli meats.
What are you gonna put on top of that?
Oh, salami.
What goes on top of the salami?
Oh, pastrami.
We already made you not want to eat bread. We thought we might as well go after what's inside the sandwich as well. Deli meats are excellent no matter how you slice and eat them. Sub-sandwich shops serve up all kinds of cold cuts on sandwiches, the most famous of which is Subway, and everyone has gone there in a pinch. Picking up a so-called healthy sandwich is good enough reason alone. Deli meats are tasty and don't require you to do any work at all. Also, they last for what seems like forever in the refrigerator. First off, deli meats are loaded with salt. All of that salt isn't good for your ticker or your kidneys.
How is that? Salty.
Then there's what's in the deli meat itself. Ever wonder what's in the bologna you're eating? It's all the parts of animals that they can't sell by themselves. It's all ground up and combined with spices. We're talking about animal parts that would make you gag if you knew what they were. Then there are the nitrates. These are the real reasons why you want to avoid deli meats. Nitrates are known to cause cancer, and they're not good for you at all. Eating foods containing nitrates only a few times per month dramatically increases your chances of getting cancer.
Why cure someone of cancer in a day if we can treat them for a lifetime and bill them every step along the way?
Canned spray cheese.
It's the Leaning Tower of Cheese.
How many late nights have you spent spraying cheese on crackers? There's something about cheese in a can that's so much fun. Is it more fun to eat spray cheese than it is to play with the can? It's almost impossible to put the can down once you have it in your hand. You want to spray the cheese on everything in sight. You've probably sprayed some on your hand and licked it off. You know who you are.
And I know, you know.
Right.
The oddly satisfying yellowish-orange color of the cheese makes the appearance so enjoyable. The flavor? Well, who cares? It doesn't matter one bit what it tastes like. The only thing that does matter is how much fun it is to put on everything. Well, the first bad thing is that it isn't cheese. Well, it's kind of not cheese. It's cheese mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff. Come on, it sprays out of a can. You can't expect it to be real cheese. It's mostly an emulsified concoction of water, oil, and casein. The stuff resembles store-bought mayonnaise more than it does cheese.
Say cheese.
Fat-free milk.
So I bought you milk and saltines.
You drink fat-free milk to avoid feeling guilty about your diet. There are also quite a few parents who think it's healthier to give their kids low and no-fat dairy products. Recent studies have shown that the fat in dairy products may cause you to eat less overall. That means the higher fat dairy is healthier in the sense that it will keep you feeling full longer. If that happens, then you won't reach for that Twinkie. Who are we fooling? You're still going to gorge yourself on all kinds of goodies. That's why you're here to begin with. You share a love of food.
What is it that you really like to do?
Eat.
What's the rub about fat-free milk? Did you know that milk turns blue when they remove the fat? You probably wouldn't want to sit down to a glass of moo juice if it were blue. The dairy processors add titanium dioxide to keep the milk white. So you're not getting fat, but you are guzzling down a healthy dose of titanium dioxide. Yeah, maybe you won't dip your cookies into it much longer. Get the stuff with the fat in it, unless you feel like drinking milk with the chemicals in it that sounds like a heavy metal band.
Freddie, that was awesome. You're rockin'.
Stay right here and click on one of our other great videos. And if you're new to our channel, then smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.